Ladies and gentlemen, one of the greatest secrets of success is not talent, not luck, not even timing. It is hunger. Hunger is that inner drive that refuses to let you settle, that voice inside saying, "There's steps more for you. You can do better. You must rise higher." The world doesn't reward the comfortable. It rewards the hungry. When you're hungry, you don't make excuses. You make progress. You don't wait for opportunities. You create them. Hunger is what wakes you up early, keeps you up late, and pushes you through the days when motivation is nowhere to be found. Think about it. The lion doesn't hunt because it's convenient. It hunts because it's hungry. Hunger sharpens the mind, strengthens the body, and fuels the spirit. If you lose your hunger, you lose your edge. The moment you start saying, "I've made it, I'm fine, I don't need more," that's when decline begins. Now, staying hungry doesn't mean being greedy. It doesn't mean never being grateful. It means being grateful, yet unsatisfied. It means celebrating progress, but never confusing progress with arrival. It means having a vision so compelling that every day you're driven to take another step forward. Ask yourself, what am I hungry for? Is it financial freedom? Is it health and vitality? Is it love and meaningful relationships? Is it impact and contribution? Whatever it is, let that hunger guide your actions. Because if the hunger dies, the dream dies with it. Here's the truth. You don't get in life what you want. You get in life what you're hungry enough to chase. You get what you're willing to sacrifice for, to persist for, to discipline yourself for. Hunger makes the difference between those who wish and those who achieve. So don't let comfort steal your future. Don't let yesterday's success put you to sleep. Stay humble, but stay hungry. Let every day be a chance to rise a little higher, learn a little more, give a little extra. And remember, hunger is contagious. When you stay hungry, you inspire others to raise their standards too. So today, make a decision. I will stay hungry. I will chase growth, not comfort. I will pursue purpose, not excuses. Because at the end of the day, success belongs to those who refuse to be satisfied with average. Stay grateful. Stay disciplined. But above all, stay hungry. Hunger is the beginning of everything. You don't move forward in life because someone tells you to. You move forward because something inside of you says, "I can't stay here any longer." That's hunger. It's not just a wish or a passing desire. A wish is weak. A desire fades, but hunger is powerful. Hunger will drive you to work when you're tired, to practice when nobody's watching, and to study when everyone else is sleeping. Hunger creates energy, it creates drive, it creates persistence. You see, people don't change until they must. Comfort never makes a person grow. But hunger makes you uncomfortable enough to do something about your situation. The man who is hungry will find food. The woman who is hungry will find opportunity. When you're hungry, you don't wait for the phone to ring, you don't wait for luck, you don't wait for circumstances to improve. You go out and make something happen. That's the difference between those who succeed and those who only dream. Everybody says they want a better life. But the question is, how hungry are you for it? Are you willing to put in the hours? Are you willing to sacrifice the excuses? Are you willing to discipline yourself when it would be easier to give in? Because the truth is, life doesn't give you what you want. It gives you what you're hungry enough to chase. And here's the good news. Hunger is something you can cultivate. You can remind yourself of what's at stake. You can look at your family, your goals, your future, and say, "I must, I will." The stronger that hunger becomes, the stronger your actions will be. Hunger will carry you past rejection, past disappointment, past failure. Hunger won't let you quit when the journey gets tough. So my advice is simple. Stay hungry. Don't settle for average. Don't let your dreams die because you lost your appetite for growth. Hunger is the fuel of achievement. If you want to change your life, First, change your hunger, because when the hunger is right, the results will follow. Comfort is one of the most dangerous places you can live in. It feels good, it feels safe, but it quietly robs you of your future. Comfort whispers, "You've done enough. Take it easy. You don't need to push any further." And if you listen long enough, you'll wake up one day realizing you stopped growing years ago. Growth never comes from comfort. Growth comes from stretching yourself, from doing the things that feel inconvenient, uncertain, even uncomfortable. Think about the seed planted in the ground. It has to break through the soil, face the sun, endure the rain, and survive the storms before it becomes a tree. If it stayed comfortable under the soil, it would never grow. You and I are no different. If you're too comfortable, you'll never break through. That's why hunger is so important, because hunger refuses to let comfort trap you. Look around at the people who rise, who excel, who create extraordinary results. They didn't get there by living in comfort. They got there by embracing the discomfort of discipline, the challenge of learning, the sting of failure, and the courage to start again. Success demands effort, and effort always pulls you out of your comfort zone. Here's the truth. The moment you think you've arrived, you start declining. Comfort makes you passive. Comfort makes you accept average. Comfort makes you justify why you're not doing more. And the saddest thing about comfort is that it feels harmless while it quietly destroys your potential. So what's the solution? You must decide to live intentionally outside of comfort. Push yourself to do what you've never done. Try the skill that intimidates you. Make the call you've been avoiding. Take the risk that scares you. Every step outside of comfort builds strength, and every bit of growth brings you closer to the person you were meant to be. Comfort is easy. Hunger is hard. But hunger will take you places comfort never can. So don't let comfort be your home. Let it be a resting place, not your final destination. Stay hungry, keep moving, and keep growing. Gratitude is powerful, but by itself, it is not enough. Hunger, by itself, is powerful, but it can become reckless if it isn't guided. The magic happens when you put the two together, gratitude and hunger. Gratitude says, "I am thankful for what I have." Hunger says, "I'm not done yet. There is more to become, more to give, more to achieve." Together, they create balance. Some people are hungry but never grateful, and they end up frustrated, angry, always chasing, but never satisfied. Others are grateful but lose their hunger, and they settle into a life far beneath their potential. The secret is to live in both. Be grateful for the progress, but hungry for the possibilities. Celebrate how far you've come, but never confuse progress with arrival. Think of it like this. Gratitude is the anchor, hunger is the sail. The anchor keeps you humble, grounded, and appreciative. The sail catches the wind and drives you forward toward new horizons. Without gratitude, you lose peace. Without hunger, you lose progress. With both, you can enjoy the journey and still keep moving forward. When you wake up in the morning, start with gratitude. Count your blessings. Recognize the good in your life, no matter how small. Gratitude fills you with joy and energy. But don't stop there. Ask yourself, what's next? What can I become today that I was not yesterday? That's hunger. Gratitude fuels your spirit. Hunger fuels your ambition. The danger is when gratitude turns into complacency. It's easy to say, "I have enough, I'm okay." But remember, life is not just about getting by, it's about becoming the best version of yourself. Gratitude says thank you. Hunger says let's go. And when the two live together in your heart, you become unstoppable. So don't choose between gratitude and hunger. Live with both. Be thankful yet unsatisfied. Be content yet ambitious. Appreciate what you have while pursuing what you're still capable of. That balance will keep you humble, keep you driven, and keep you growing all the days of your life. Obstacles are a part of life. No matter who you are, no matter where you start, you will face setbacks, disappointments, and challenges. that test your spirit. The difference between those who overcome and those who are defeated is not talent, not luck, not intelligence, it's hunger. Hunger is what gives you the strength to keep going when everything in you says, stop. When you're hungry, obstacles don't look like dead ends. They look like detours. A hungry person doesn't ask, why me? They ask, how can I? Hunger shifts your perspective. Instead of focusing on the wall, you start looking for the door, the window, or even a way to climb over. Hunger turns frustration into fuel. Think about it. The people who achieve great things are not the ones who never failed. They're the ones who refuse to stay down. Failure wasn't the end. It was feedback. Rejection wasn't final. It was redirection. They let their hunger drive them to try again, to improve, to keep moving until the obstacle no longer had power over them. See, if your hunger is weak, the first challenge will stop you. The first no will discourage you. The first failure will convince you to quit. But if your hunger is strong, no obstacle can hold you back. The bigger the challenge, the stronger your resolve becomes. Hunger makes you resourceful. Hunger makes you creative. Hunger forces you to dig deeper than you thought possible. Remember this, obstacles are not meant to destroy you. They are meant to develop you. Every mountain you climb builds new strength. Every problem you solve increases your wisdom. Every challenge you overcome prepares you for the next level. But you won't climb, you won't solve, you won't endure unless you're hungry. So don't fear obstacles. Welcome them as proof that you're on the path of growth. Let your hunger be greater than your hardship, because in the end, it's not the obstacle that decides your future, it's your hunger. Stay hungry, and no obstacle will ever be big enough to stop you. One of the greatest hungers you can develop is the hunger for knowledge. Most people stop learning the day they leave school, and that is a mistake. Formal education can make you a living, but self-education can make you a fortune. Self-education can build you a life of wisdom, freedom, and contribution. The question is, are you hungry enough to keep learning long after the classroom is closed? The world is moving fast. Skills change. Industries change. Opportunities shift. If you don't keep learning, you get left behind. But when you stay hungry for knowledge, you stay sharp, relevant, and ready. You can adapt, you can innovate, and you can spot opportunities others miss. Hunger for knowledge keeps your mind alive. Now, this doesn't mean you have to read 100 books a year or attend every seminar in town, but it does mean you make learning a daily habit. 10 minutes a day of study, a few pages of a good book, listening to an audio program in the car, asking questions from people who know more than you. That hunger to know just a little more today than you did yesterday compounds over time. Before you know it, you've gained an advantage most people never bother to develop. Think of knowledge like fuel. The more you gather, the further you can go. Without it, your hunger for success will burn out. But with it, you can keep moving, keep growing, and keep climbing. Knowledge gives you confidence. Knowledge gives you options. Knowledge makes you valuable in the marketplace. But remember, knowledge alone is not power. It's potential power. Applied knowledge is the real key. Don't just collect ideas, use them, test them, put them into practice. A hungry mind doesn't just consume, it creates, it contributes, it applies. So never let your hunger for learning die. Stay curious, stay teachable, stay open, because the moment you stop learning is the moment you start losing. And the moment you decide to stay hungry for knowledge is the moment you ensure your future will always be brighter than your past. Discipline is the bridge between goals and achievement, but here's the truth. You won't walk across that bridge unless you're hungry. Discipline is not always pleasant. It asks you to do what you don't feel like doing. It asks you to rise early, to put in the hours, to sacrifice comfort, and to resist distractions. Without hunger, discipline feels like punishment. With hunger, discipline feels like purpose. When you're hungry, discipline is no longer a burden, it's a choice you gladly make. The athlete who dreams of winning doesn't complain about training, his hunger makes discipline a joy. The student who longs for knowledge doesn't resent the study hours. Her hunger makes them meaningful. Discipline becomes easy when your hunger is strong enough. Think about it. How many times have you said you would change, start a new habit, or break an old one, only to quit after a few days? It wasn't a lack of ability, it was a lack of hunger. Hunger fuels the willpower to keep showing up long after the excitement fades. Excitement can get you started, but hunger keeps you going. Discipline is what transforms dreams into reality. Anyone can dream. Anyone can plan, but only the disciplined will see results. And the only way to build lasting discipline is to connect it to something bigger than comfort, to connect it to hunger. Hunger makes you willing to endure the price today for the reward tomorrow. Hunger says, I don't need it to be easy. I need it to be worth it. So the question is, what are you hungry for? Because once you find it, discipline will follow. The body obeys the hunger of the heart. If you're hungry for success, you'll discipline your habits. If you're hungry for health, you'll discipline your diet. If you're hungry for growth, you'll discipline your time. Remember, the undisciplined life may look easy at first, but it leads to regret. The disciplined life may look hard at first, but it leads to freedom. Hunger is what tips the balance. Stay hungry, and discipline will never feel like a prison. It will feel like the path to everything you've ever wanted. Hunger is not just personal, it's contagious. When you live with real drive, people notice. When you pursue your goals with passion and determination, it lights something inside of those who watch you. Your hunger inspires others to raise their standards, to push harder, and to believe that more is possible for them too. Sometimes, the best way to lead others is not with speeches or advice, but by living a hungry life yourself. Think about it. Have you ever been around someone so passionate, so committed, that it made you want to step up your own game? That's the power of hunger. It's magnetic. People are drawn to it because deep down they recognize it in themselves. Hunger wakes up the hunger in others. Parents, when your children see you striving, learning, growing, they learn to stay hungry too. Leaders, when your team sees your work ethic, they are motivated to give more of themselves. Friends, when the people around you see that you won't settle for average, they begin to ask, why should I settle? But the reverse is also true. If you lose your hunger, if you settle into comfort, people around you will notice that too. They'll take it as permission to stay average. That's why it's not just about you. It's about the influence you have on everyone you touch. Your hunger can change not only your own destiny, but the destiny of others. So ask yourself, what message is my life sending? Am I showing those around me what it looks like to live with fire, with purpose, with persistence? Or am I showing them how to settle? Remember, people do more of what they see than what they're told. Live hungry, and you'll give others the courage to live hungry too. One hungry person can change a family. One hungry leader can transform a business. One hungry voice can shift a generation. And that person could be you. Stay hungry, not just for yourself, but for everyone who is watching and waiting to be inspired by your example. Purpose gives life meaning, but it's hunger that keeps you locked onto that purpose. Without hunger, even the greatest vision will fade. Distractions will creep in. Comfort will call your name. And little by little, you'll drift away from what matters most. Hunger acts like a compass. It keeps pointing you back to your why, reminding you of the reason you started in the first place. When you're hungry, you don't waste time on things that don't serve your purpose. You don't get caught up in every distraction, every invitation, every shiny opportunity. Hunger gives you focus. It says, that's not for me. I have bigger things to do. Most people fail not because they didn't have potential, but because they lost focus. They allowed the small things to rob them of the big picture. Hunger keeps the big picture alive. It makes you willing to say no to what's convenient so you can say yes to what's important. It helps you filter your choices, your habits, your time, your relationships. When you're hungry enough, you don't waste years chasing meaningless pursuits. You invest them in what aligns with your deepest purpose. Think of a runner in a marathon. There are thousands of people cheering, distractions all around, even moments when the body wants to quit. But the hungry runner doesn't stop to wave at the crowd, doesn't stop to argue with fatigue. They stay locked on the finish line because the purpose is greater than the distraction. That's the power of hunger tied to purpose. It keeps your eyes forward. It keeps your steps steady. It keeps your heart engaged. And when setbacks come, and they will, hunger reminds you why you can't quit. Purpose tells you where to go, but hunger makes sure you get there. So never let your hunger die, because when it does, your purpose becomes blurry. Stay hungry, and you'll stay focused. Stay hungry, and you'll finish what you started. Purpose without hunger is just a dream. But purpose with hunger, that's destiny. Potential is a gift, but it is nothing more than a seed if it isn't fueled by hunger. Many people have talent, intelligence, or opportunity, yet they never achieve greatness. Why? Because potential alone does not act. Potential needs hunger to ignite it, to push it into motion, to turn it from possibility into reality. You see, potential is like a car parked in a garage. It has everything it needs to move, but unless someone starts the engine, it will never go anywhere. Hunger is what starts the engine. Hunger gives you the willingness to take the first step, to keep going when the path is hard, and to persevere when others quit. Without hunger, potential stays dormant, unnoticed, and unfulfilled. Think about the people you admire, those who have achieved remarkable success. They didn't necessarily start with more than anyone else. What set them apart was hunger. They were willing to work harder, to learn more, to endure more. They were willing to sacrifice comfort today for the reward tomorrow. That is how potential becomes achievement. Hunger also gives you courage. You may have ideas, dreams, and skills, but if you are not hungry, fear keeps you frozen. Hunger makes fear smaller than your vision. Hunger pushes you to act, even when the risk is high, even when failure is possible, because the hunger for success outweighs the fear of trying. Remember, your potential is unlimited, but only if you are willing to chase it relentlessly. Talent alone doesn't guarantee results. Opportunity alone doesn't guarantee results. Hard work without hunger is wasted. Effort, but hunger focused on your potential creates unstoppable momentum. So ask yourself, what am I truly capable of? And how hungry am I to reach it? The answer will determine whether you remain a dreamer or become a doer. Potential is the blueprint. Hunger is the labor. Together, they build the life you were meant to live. Never let your hunger fade, because as long as it burns, your potential will keep transforming into reality, one determined step at a time. Life is a journey, and the one thing that keeps it meaningful, vibrant, and full of achievement is hunger. To stay hungry is to stay alive, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Hunger keeps your mind sharp, your vision clear, and your heart engaged. Without it, life becomes a routine of going through the motions, doing what is easy, and settling for less than you are capable of. Staying hungry doesn't mean being greedy or dissatisfied with what you have. It means refusing to let your fire die. It means waking up each day with a purpose, a drive, and a desire to become a little better, do a little more, and give a little extra. Hunger keeps you moving forward when comfort tempts you to stop, when excuses tempt you to quit, and when doubt tempts you to settle. When you stay hungry, you embrace growth. You see every challenge as an opportunity, every setback as a lesson, and every failure as a stepping stone. Hunger prevents stagnation. It prevents mediocrity. It prevents the silent decay that comes from a life without purpose. People who lose their hunger may still live, but they stop truly growing, truly creating, truly contributing. Hunger keeps your life full of possibility. Think of hunger as the engine that powers your life. The stronger the hunger, the stronger the engine, and the further it will take you. Hunger keeps your dreams alive even when the road is long, the nights are dark, and the obstacles seem insurmountable. Hunger keeps your vision in focus, your determination strong, and your spirit unbreakable. So make a decision today. I will stay hungry. I will refuse to be satisfied with yesterday's successes. I will seek growth, embrace challenges, and push beyond my limits. I will keep my mind open, my body disciplined, and my heart committed to purpose. Because to stay hungry is to stay alive, to stay relevant, and to stay unstoppable. Remember this: life rewards those who refuse to be satisfied, who keep striving, who stay hungry. Let hunger guide you. Let hunger motivate you. And let hunger carry you to heights you never imagined possible. Stay hungry, and life will stay extraordinary.